Hi, I'm Marian. Welcome to Thrive Gluten-free, where I'm all about showing you how easy it is to cook delicious gluten-free meals. Today I'm going to show you my most requested recipe to make a video of. It is my cauliflower pizza crust. What my fans on Facebook have told me is that they've tried to make it and it never turns out right. It doesn't cook right, it's not even, and it falls apart. I'm going to show you how to make my recipe and it turned out perfect every single time. Cauliflower pizza crusts are very popular in the low-carb and paleo community, and the reason is because it, well, obviously is low carb, it's low calorie, and it's very high in nutrients. We're always trying to squeeze more vegetables into our diet, and it's really an easy and delicious way to incorporate it if you know how to make it. Cauliflower is high in many B vitamins, potassium, and vitamin C. It's also very high in antioxidants. It has high anti-cancer properties and it's anti-inflammatory. Pretty good reason to try to find ways to make it. So what we're going to do is I have this small head of cauliflower, and this should make probably 2 to 3 cups, but for this recipe we only use 2 cups of what is called riced cauliflower. And what you do is you take your food processor, or you can use a cheese grater. Food processor is a lot more fast. So we're going to take the cauliflower and cut it off from the stem and just make it into pieces that will fit into the processor. I have a pretty small processor. If you have a bigger one, you will be able to process more at a time. So I have the florets in the processor, and now we're just going to use the chop setting and rice the cauliflower. All right, we have riced the cauliflower, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so you can see that it's in very small pieces, and what I'm going to do is place my cup in the bowl, make it as easy as possible, because we actually do want to measure it. Cauliflower is a vegetable, it's full of liquid, and we want the ratios to be right so that the cauliflower crust actually turns out the way that it should. If you make this and have any other cauliflower rice left over, it's very easy to add to other things. You can add it to meatballs that you make or meatloaf. You can hide it in a soup to kind of make it more creamy. Cauliflower has all kinds of wonderful culinary uses. So we have our 2 cups of cauliflower, and now we're going to add 2 eggs. And we will add the flour. I'm going to start with 3 tablespoons, but because vegetables are watery, sometimes you might have to add more. Also, depending on the humidity in the air or where you live, you might need a little bit more. So it's one of those that yes, it's a recipe, but you may not be able to follow it to a T. Depending on where you live, you have my permission to add more flour if you need it. Next up is the coconut oil. I find that cauliflower and coconut oil complement each other really well. However, if you do not like coconut oil or you don't have it, you can use butter. And now we're going to add the spices. A little bit of basil, oregano. You can measure these out, or you can do the Rachel Ray thing and put it in your cupped hand. A little bit of onion powder, garlic powder, and of course, salt. We're going to mix it all together. Do it by hand. Either way is just fine. You want it to actually have a dough-like consistency. You want it sticking together. If you find that it's a little too watery, again, add some more arrowroot starch. All right, so now we're going to make our pizzas. The thing with cauliflower pizza crust is you cannot make one large pizza. It will not cook evenly. What you have to do is make smaller personal pan size pizzas. So you line your baking sheet with parchment paper, not foil. It will stick to the foil. I'm going to spray just a little bit of olive oil on it just to make sure it doesn't stick. And then add the dough to the paper. You want to make them the thickness of a pizza crust. You do not want to spread them out too thin. You also don't want a big ball. It does not flatten out as you cook it. I would say a good size is no more than about 6 to 8 inches in diameter. The oven has been preheated to 400 degrees. We're going to put them in the oven and cook them for about 25 to 30 minutes. We'll check on them to make sure that they're cooking evenly, and we may or may not take them out at that time. If they need longer, please do it. All right, 15 minutes has elapsed, but they're smelling delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and check on them. And they actually look like they're ready. Some ovens do cook hotter than others, so keep an eye on it. If you start to smell it, definitely check on it. That's usually a sign that the food is done. As you can see, the edges are a little bit brown. And if you lift it up, it's brown on the bottom, and it actually holds together quite nicely. It has great texture, and that is how you make a cauliflower pizza crust. You can top this with whatever you want. I love to use pesto and roasted vegetables, which is the recipe on my blog when you go to it. But you can also use marinara sauce, olive oil, any type of pizza that you would normally make, you can make using these. Thank you so much for watching today. I would love to hear from you and what toppings you have put on your cauliflower pizza crust. And also any other requests that you have for videos. This was a high demand video and I was excited to make it for you. So if you have any requests on how to make something gluten-free, please let me know. You can head over to my website and send me an email from there. Also, you can friend me on Facebook and let me know on my Facebook page your requests. I would love to hear from them. If you liked what you saw and you want to watch future videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.